Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Amrit's vlog. And we started the week off with an incline bench press here. I don't have the sheet in front of me. I think he hit 90 kilos. Actually, I believe that we went with a closed grip incline here. And this was like a last minute change. Something had happened where he couldn't do the lift that I wanted due to the equipment available, and we rotated this in. But looked real strong. He's being very, very conservative with the maxes because he's detrained. He's trying to manage stress and everything. And we are keeping his workouts inside of an hour. Ideally, his workouts are about 45 minutes. And I've had people ask, well, how are we doing this? What are you doing to accommodate that? Well, we limit the assistance work. I allow him to superset any of it that he needs to, if he needs to, cut the rest times, do whatever we need to do. Now, normally I like longer rest times for people's accessory work if it allows them to move more weight. But in his case, if we're dealing with time limitations, and that is the case, he's running 3 businesses right now. Again, he is doing very, very well in life. However, as he said, it cost him his fitness, cost him his strength, cost him his physique. This is a guy who we had deadlifting pretty much 500 pounds, benching 2.5 plates, able to do weighted chin-ups, all this other stuff, while being fit and going about his business. But again, his business ventures have cost him. It's making him money, but it's costing him the fitness that he had developed, and he wants it back. So we still have to work around that, in the sense of he's got a high stress lifestyle. He's got a lot on his plate. So in that case, when we're dealing with serious time management and potential recovery issues, if someone can squeeze in their sets by trimming rest times a little bit and shaving a few pounds or kilos off of what they're using, in a circumstance like that, it's still going to be better. Okay, normally we would say, well, if we're going to do this amount, it's better if we do more, more weight and space it out longer. Well, that's true. That's true to a certain extent. But then we're dealing with recovery. In his case, if we can squeeze it in with work density, get him into better shape quickly, and if it forces us to use a little less tonnage but with much better work density, it's easier on recovery. Okay? We're still getting very, very good training stimulus by doing that. Okay? Something that we have to keep in mind with that, working around the limitation to your lifters. All right, he hit a box squat, and I think this ended up being around 140 kg. 140 or 150. I'd have to count the plates up. Might have been 150. He's previously obviously squatted a lot more than that. So what are we doing with all the assistance work here? You guys saw dumbbell presses, you saw chin-ups, we have band press downs, we have plate front raises. Okay? Handles most of our work. Handles most of our work right there. Everything got worked. On the squat day, what are we doing here? We've got him doing dumbbell rows. Then we do some good mornings. And notice the way we space this out, because I'm not having him do 2 lat exercises. He can squeeze a lot of work in. He can get a lat exercise in between some pressing, do the fluff work, and get out. We're not overly fatiguing the lats and upper back in any one workout. We're spacing it out. And because those dumbbell rows aren't going to really impact his lower body, he can hit his max stuff. He can do the dumbbell rows, get his leg exercises, and get out. So on lower body days, we're oftentimes only doing 3 movements like this unless he can work some abs in. So you're seeing dumbbell rows, we're seeing good mornings, we're seeing goblet squats. Now for those who are asking, is this enough workload, we'll think about his dynamic days too. The dynamic effort days, this is a lot of work to do after. It doesn't seem like a lot after the max effort stuff, but you do a max on any lower body lift, you do some lat work, 3 sets of good mornings, 3 sets of goblet squats. That's what we're doing for now. Those are subject to change as necessary. Okay, you're going to hypertrophy. And it's going to be significant hypertrophy, particularly off someone dealing with muscle memory. So in that case, yes, it's enough. Is it maximum hypertrophy? No. But his lifestyle, okay, he's also like, I need to cut a little bit. I need to trim a few pounds of fat off too. Right? That's going to interfere with fatigue management. So in that case, this is the work that he has the recovery to handle. So that's what we have to think of. You know, people could say, well, maximizing hypertrophy. Well, how do you maximize hypertrophy? You have to maximize recovery. What if you can't? What if you have a high stress job? What if you have time management to deal with? What if this is of lesser importance to you? Then you accept that you're only going to get 80% or 90% hypertrophy. It's not going to be maximum. And I don't care whether you're on gear or drug-free, that rule holds true. And you're never going to get maximum hypertrophy if you cannot dedicate your life to recovery. And if you can't, then you don't need to be worrying about stimulating maximum hypertrophy. Just stimulate really good hypertrophy. And for those unaware, I get some people who don't know what that word means. We're talking about muscle growth. Hypertrophy is the growth of new tissue. In this case, muscle hypertrophy, getting bigger muscles. Okay? Thickening of the muscle fibers. Speed bench, very straightforward. Same as most of my people do. We do it all with straight weight because, again, time management. He doesn't have time to set up bands and chains right now. We got to get out of the gym. We got to get him in, get him out, get him back to work making money. I don't have time to set that stuff up, so we do straight weight. We do 3 sets wide, medium, close. He does chin-ups, does some dumbbell presses. Okay, and then we squeeze in some fluff work at the end. That doesn't require real breaks. That's the beauty of it. You know, so right after he does these dumbbell presses is, say, a second multi-joint exercise. So we've done chin-ups. After we've done the speed work counts too. You'll grow from that. Right? We do this. We do the chin-ups. And then the other movements can just be supersetted right behind. So on this day, I squeeze in, 4 exercises because I know that he can superset the small work. It's not going to fatigue him. It's not as cardiovascularly taxing as doing, squat and hinge variations. So he can superset these back to back. Okay, we've stimulated good hypertrophy, good adaptation here. After the speed bench with chin-ups, dumbbell presses, and notice again, a lot of my exercises here, we're picking movements with a very good stimulus to fatigue. All right, a lot of these force us to use lighter weights. They all go through very long ranges of motion. Just trying to get efficiency here. I'm not trying to shore up every single weak link. I just need good growth. I need good balanced muscle growth. Because if he just grows everywhere, those maxes will go up, he'll get stronger. And we'll build the strength off of the potential from the hypertrophy with the max work. And the speed work, of course, helps us with the speed strength, helps us with technique, helps with hypertrophy. All right, lower body dynamic day. Box squats. Does doubles on box squats, he does doubles on speed pulls. We do the same 3 exercises and then we get out of there. For the sake of brevity on this vlog also, I'm not going to include the supplemental work for those 3 exercises. Again, we're going to trim it short. But we're going to show the speed work. So again, doubles on the box, doubles on the conventional speed pulls, 3 accessory movements, and then we get out of the gym. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.